Hello, everyone. Welcome to this tour of Mauthausen concentration camp. I will be your tour guide, Yeko, and um, we're actually going to be flying over Mauthausen, and I'm going to give you a brief rundown of the history. I'll give you a brief rundown of the history of Mauthausen and like the people that were housed in there. And yeah, sorry if my mic cuts out middle of the thing because like my mic's kind of broken right now. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. Can't do anything about that. We're gonna put flaps down, and then uh, I don't mind the throttle control stuff. Uh, I have no idea why that's there, but oh, what's this aircraft handles really weirdly. I guess you know, it's a full aircraft. It's an amphibious aircraft, and the place I'm going to, I did not model the scenery that the Mauthausen. I'll drop a link in the comments if you want to see it. Here we have to get up to maneuvering speed, which is 70 knots, 76 knots. I'll do that. How fast can you check it? For flaps up, I believe. This could be bad. Fine. So, if you're wondering how you want to get here, you actually just want to follow downstream. Just don't mind all like the. I know it tells me that I'm climbing too low, but this is the floor. It's fine. So, if you're wondering, you just want to follow downstream, and you reach Mauthausen. So, as you can see, Mauthausen is actually it's pretty hard to see, but you see over there where my mouse is pointed, Mauthausen is over that hill, basically. Yeah. If you're wondering the directions to get here, if you have a sim or you want to go there in real life, um, Mauthausen is like west or like east or something of Austria. I'll show you Vienna, Austria for you. So Austria is this LOWW. That's the international airport, and then it's basically right here. So it's around like 150 nautical miles away, 100 nautical miles away from Austria. So currently we're flying above. We actually passed the dam, so we're really back down there. Uh, it's messed me up like 6 times, but it's fine. As you can tell, I'm not the best at, especially toys. I'm not the best at speaking while like flying, which is something I have to work on. Especially because I have a script that's like right next to me. It's kind of hard to focus on everything at once. That's why I have ATC turned off. But here, I'll turn on for you guys.
Vienna Center Bob Tabulator Charlie X-Ray 212 Tree Heavy is type icon 3 miles southeast of Lima Oscar 1,600 feet. Request flight following.
Bob Tabulator Charlie X-Ray 212 Tree Heavy Vienna Center.
Bob the Builder. I have
Squawk
no
2
idea.
Tree 5.
Squawk 2 Tree 5 Bob Tabulator Charlie X-Ray 212 Tree Heavy.
Whatever.
Bob Tabulator Charlie X-Ray 212 Tree Heavy radar contact 4 miles southeast of Lima Oscar.
Here, we'll turn that off. Yeah, I don't know if I said anymore. So, anyway, as I was saying, that's another dam. That back one was like a dam, but it's also a bridge. This is an actual dam. Here, I'll fly low for you guys.
Bob Tabulator Charlie X-Ray 212 Tree Heavy acknowledge last transmission.
Okay, don't mind the ATC. They're gonna nail you forever now. Not very good. Here, I'll turn that off for you guys. There. Oh yeah, here we'll squawk 755. Whatever. So you can see over here, this dam isn't the best model, but basically it's a bridge, and then the dam is over here, and then like the water can pass there to here. I'll land for you guys. I don't know if you're not exactly the tour yet. We'll get to the tour in a bit, and Yeah, so you can see that's the house. Well, just so you know, not everything is like one-to-one scale in Microsoft Flight Simulator because like instead of modeling every house by what it looks like in real life, instead they build a bunch of houses that are like just kind of size of these houses and then they just place them there as placeholders. Yeah. So like for example, a guard tower would not look like a guard tower, but it'll probably look like a two-story house, which you can actually see two-story houses there that are actually supposed to be guard towers in real life. Okay. So I'll probably do that. That's nothing I can do about this. I'm not a developer of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Um, if you are one, that'd be great. If you could make some Austrian scenery or something, and yeah, I'd be pretty happy with that. Yeah. These are nice. Look actually. I was on put up in tab 9 yes. Oh, hold on. Okay. So, as you can see, after you head down the river, around here is that rusty bridge, and there's also a cargo port here. You want to be turning left, and then it's right there. You can see it. You see that opening thing around there? That's where it is. It's all over track data, like slower. And originally, I filed this as a I filed this as a Cessna flight, but because this has a slower cruise speed, I'm able to stay in the air while being slower, which would be much better than, yeah. So here, I'm pretty sure currently, well, this is 2020 scenery. This is what the Earth looked like in 2020, but it's farmland now, but before it was not farmland here. I'm pretty sure. So yeah. So over here, we're currently entering. Now, because this is actually now a tourist attraction, there are some like things that are new. For example, that car park was not there when Nazi Germany like ruled over this camp or built it. So yeah, this is a quick flyover of it. Currently, I'll circle around in a bit, but yeah, as you can see, those long buildings that look like barracks are actually like where the POWs were held. And believe it or not, this camp did not really house a lot of Jews, but instead it housed a lot of like communists and um like the Romas. They will house you. And actually, believe it or not, something that I found was really interesting was that this was one of the biggest camps in Austria, and they actually helped develop the ME-262 project. If you're wondering what the ME-262 is, the ME-262 is the first German, well, actually the first ever jet fighter aircraft. So the first ever aircraft that has a jet engine, not like a propeller like this, like the ones that you fly on when you're going to like France, for example, or like America, like that type. I'll actually put a photo of it. It's really cool. In my opinion, it's a very nice aircraft, and it must have been really like crazy for the soldiers, because like that thing would like demolish it. It would go like 300 knots. So like, here we do a little flyover here. There's a little flyover. So as you can see, those are the two huts I was talking about. Those are actually guard towers, and then some of this like that big building, I'm pretty sure is where the guards were held. Again, it's hard to tell. I know actually what Mauthausen looks like, but because everything is replaced with everything, it's really hard to tell. But that guard tower, like, no, the guard towers are just boxes in this game, sadly. Well, not really games, it's sort of simulator. So over here, this square box thing is where the communists, like the, not the con, like the the USSR were held, like that was like their area. There's also a lot of like guard huts, of course. There was also like they had dogs here, which is really interesting in my opinion. You can see it's some of these smaller buildings that are not modeled yet. Those were like the smaller things like faucet stuff. This camp actually also had a gas chamber, but it was at the start it was a portable gas chamber. It wasn't actually like the ones at like Auschwitz, for example. And this was actually like the second or the first biggest camp in Austria. I'm pretty sure behind Auschwitz. Wait, no, Auschwitz is in Poland. My bad. No. I'm pretty sure this is the biggest camp in Austria, and there's actually it wasn't just one giant camp. For example, this one, there was actually a bunch of camps. Oh, never mind that. So Yeah, and this camp and all of its sub camps, which are not modeled in this game, sadly, um, it's over like 1,000, 100,009, one 1.9. What am I saying? 190K POWs were held, and approximate amount of 90,000 POWs were killed in these camps, which is a giant number. It may not seem a lot considering, like, basically, if you're watching this, I'm guessing you're from Hong Kong because this is going to be on my project. This is a celebration of learning. Hong Kong has like around 7 million people, but remember that Hong Kong at this time probably had like 4 million, 2 million, because everything, like, for example, the World War One had like probably like around 1 million casualties, which was a lot for the time, basically. There's actually probably a lot more than 1 million. I didn't do research about World War One yet. Sorry, guys. So, next of all, uh, it just oh fuck, come oh oh. So anyway, basically, like, there's also a quarry which I'm pretty sure was like right here. No, here. It was over here. I'll do a little flyby over it. There's a quarry down here where they would mine, and this place also developed the what are those called? Shoot. Never mind. Yeah, my bad, y'all. Yeah, this is really bad. I've done this like 6 times, so my memory is really cooked right now. But there's a floor where they did mining, and there's also death stairs, which is something I find personally like pretty interesting. Basically, it was just a bunch of steps that they had to walk up and down a bunch of times. So it's sort of like the death walks, the death marches, but except it was stairs, which, if you've ever hiked upstairs, especially like first floor to third floor C block, like, imagine doing that but over and over again in the blazing summer heat, which would suck, in my opinion. Yeah. So hold on. Yeah, my bad. My so yeah. Another fun fact is that, like, uh this camp was actually burned down when, like, uh the US military came to liberate the camp, and they actually found the smell really horrible because they were burning a lot of the trash, and most of the buildings are half burnt. So sort of like Auschwitz, where like the male camps are mostly burnt down, but the female and the children camps are like half burned down because they couldn't burn them down in time, which is something I find really interesting because, like, um the Germans did not want anyone else knowing that they were actually doing this horrible things to people, which is like, yeah, it's crazy. Um, Yeah, here. I'll actually land in the middle for you guys. So you see that can move around. Just it. My co-pilot that's not existent is kind of yelling at me right now, but whatever. Oh, we're getting a bit fast, actually. This could be bad. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Yo. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Um. Okay, this should be a go-around, but whatever. Yeah, that was horrible. Not my most proud memory. So here, we will, yeah, but that's just the good part of having stall aircraft. Here, I'll actually, like, drive up here for you guys. Right. So, oh, so that is, well, here it looks like a garage or like a storage facility, but I'm pretty sure this is where the gas chambers were. So over here are all of the barracks. I'm pretty sure some were burned. I don't know if they're modeled here in MSFS, but, like, they did not look like this exactly. They were never as nice as this. It was basically just like, imagine a rectangle of concrete, and then like one door basically. And then this very nice building here is where the SS guards lived, like the German guards. And actually, when the SS guards fled, which is like the higher ranking people, they actually brought a bunch of like the German like police to go guard this place to prevent like the POWs from escaping, which is pretty interesting. I did not expect them to just like throw away a lot of their people to like deal with it. So yeah, which is this giant building here, the one that looks like actually nice. Of course, it didn't look like this exactly, but it was still pretty nice. Like better than these barracks, 100%. Oh, oh, oh no, oh no, oh no. So, anyways, I was saying, uh, over here is just a bunch of other facilities. Like, of course, even though like the Germans obviously treated these people like horribly, um, so that radar was not there before, but they still had to feed them, right? But the food rations were mostly just like horrible food, um, like moldy bread, for example, could be. Yeah. I believe we're stuck now, so we can't actually leave because you can't push back on this aircraft. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to end it here. Sorry for the rushed task, Mr. Brewer. I've done my best. Yeah. Thank you everyone for watching. If you're here watching this at the celebration of learning, I hope you enjoy it. Yeah. See ya.